There comes a time in every young person's life when she experiences something so profound, mere words cannot express the significance, weight, the depth of feeling such a moment inspires. This is the story of my such moment, the story of the night. My one true pairing, my OTP, Clark and Lexa from the 100, were to finally consummate their relationship. But before we get to that, here's a bit of background information you should probably know. There's been something going around lately in the world of television, quite infectious. Nearly every show with a lesbian character on it has caught the bug. It's called Bury Your Gays. What happens is a show builds up a relationship between two members of the same sex, in this case women, and along with it, the hopes and dreams of queers the world around. It builds and builds as you wait anxiously until finally there is a moment of sweet release when the characters come together in a love scene. And then, moments later, one of them is killed. Usually by some sort of flying projectile. It happens so often I've come to expect it. If it weren't such a harmful trope, we could all place bets on how many episodes till the gay love interest gets whacked. And then when we're right, we get to feel vindicated and righteous and cry ourselves to sleep. Because we don't want to be right. We want to be represented. We need to be represented. We need it so badly. For the longest time, I didn't even know I needed it. It's like when you're young and you don't know anything, but you think you know everything. Because you know so little, you don't even know that you don't know. There has been so little representation of queer characters on television, I didn't even realize I was missing it until I found it. Her name is Lexa. Lexa was unlike any character I had ever before encountered. She was a leader, tough but fair. She was a fervent believer in justice and willing to sacrifice herself for what she believed was right. She wore protective armor in public but could be so raw and vulnerable in intimate moments. She was really into candles, like fire hazard levels of light. Anyway, she was complex and brave and flawed and loving and badass, and she just happened to be gay. I'd never felt such a strong connection to a character. I related to her on such a deep level it frightened me. I looked at her and I saw myself, the version of myself I wish I could be. I got completely swept away by this character. I got Tumblr account. I've been avoiding Tumblr and all the hashtag ship wars and inability to properly use the English language that go along with it for as long as the platform had been in existence. But there were people on Tumblr who seemed to be as in awe of this character as I was. They were also happy and excited, and they thought the candle thing was so funny. So for academic reasons, I go on Tumblr for science, for social science. I was living the dream. Every straight white man doesn't have to call a dream because they just call it life. Lexa was a gift and a gif and also a Snapchat filter. And me, beautiful, honest, complicated, super sexy relationship between Lexa and the show's female protagonist Clark was just the cherry on top of the endless possibility sundae, because that is what Lexa meant to me. Possibility. A possibility I had never even dared to imagine that was now standing in front of me wearing war paint. And then that possibility was ripped away from me. Lexa was killed. Her flame extinguished. I remember it like it was yesterday. Even though it was 169 days ago, yes. I crouched in front of my television staring at the screen until my eyes blurred. night that had begun with so much promise, with me pacing around my apartment in, well, as I get, anticipation, ended in disaster. Emotional whiplash is the best way I can describe it. Over the course of a single episode, I went from eyes moistened with the joy of witnessing what felt like just the beginning of a deep, meaningful relationship that gave me hope I could find the same. There was nothing I felt, nothing, I was not crying. I like my shows dark. The episode of television that made me want to be a TV writer was The Body from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and the entirety of its running time is devoted to death. So, yeah. Go dark, death, despair, anguish, bring it on. Break my heart. It reminds me that I have one, because I think sometimes I forget. I want my shows to make me feel something. That is what great art is supposed to do. So break my heart. Make me care so deeply about a character I feel her loss like a loved one. Hurt me. But don't disappoint me. That's the worst thing a parent can say to a child. I'm very disappointed. that sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach, your chest tightens, because that is when you know you have done something really wrong. Lexa's death disappointed me. Because I know the show can do better than death by plot device, than death scene taken directly from another show, which, oh yeah, just happened to be Buffy. It's all about flying projectile to a queer woman's heart. Two other shows hold their lesbian character via straight bullet meant for someone else. I know that the writers who created Lexa can do better than how they killed her, because I saw it every other time she was on screen. So how? How did a show that is capable of creating this paragon of positive queer representation somehow manage to fail so miserably when it mattered most? How did a show that purposefully and deliberately planted the seeds of this incredible character, one-of-a-kind relationship, stoop to lazy, convenient storytelling in the most significant moment in its history? It's a bug far too many shows catch. Lexa was personal. She sparked something in me specifically, but Lexa was also a symptom of a larger problem. She became, unfortunately, a statistic to me and to many others on Tumblr, which I gather from your observation. She was so much more than that. But when all is said and done, she will be remembered more for her death than for anything else she did on the show. And she's one of a number of lesbian characters who have and will suffer the same fate. Clexa, Valley, Shoot, Naomi, ships built in the night. Ships wrecked. Television has always been a sanctuary for me. When the real world gets too scary or boring or painful, I have this elaborately constructed fantasy land where I can seek refuge. Sometimes that means I lose myself in story worlds to the neglect of the real world, but it's because of that power that television has, that power of possibility, the power of seeing yourself represented and feeling like that matters, like you matter, to feel that your story is one worth telling and one others will find worth listening to. So to be given that possibility and then watch it get taken away again and again and again just makes me want to tell my story even more. And I get to tell my story. You are all here to listen to my story. Not everyone gets that opportunity. Lexa was never in control of her own story. But maybe someday we can get to a point where we will have such a wealth of queer characters on television that when a queer character dies, while there will still be a Lexa-shaped hole in the world, we won't feel empty. And it starts with me. I cannot stop a bullet, but if I have any gift with words, I can change minds, save lives. Because story world and the real world are not mutually exclusive. Stories matter. They can and do change the world. Television changed my life. I wouldn't be here standing in front of you today without it. That is my real OTP. I ship television. Me. Lexa's journey was to learn that life should be about more than just surviving, that she deserved something better. She taught me that too. So the possibility of Lexa, the potential the show left unfulfilled, it still exists. It's still out there. It may be a while before we see it on screen, but we deserve it. I deserve it. And